This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss of WDWNT.com. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to make sure you never miss the latest from the Disney theme parks all around the world. Also, be sure to go in the comments and complain about our intro music. I'm going to address this right now at the top. We're just going to talk about it. So the company we have licensed the music from all these years decided through, they decided that we don't fit into the category of a normal customer and that we are basically a corporation. And so because of that, we had a whole fight with them last year, and finally we gave them they shook us down for a whole lot of money, which is beyond the amount of money any website or small company should pay to license what is supposed to be free use music. So this company, I'm not going to even name drop the company. I want to be done with them, and we are done with them now. But they basically tried to shake us down again before the year that we agreed to was even over. And so because of that, we had to get rid of the theme music. Look, the amount of money it takes to run our organization, we have people, lots of people that work here at the office, here in Celebration. We have people out at almost, 3 of the Disney resorts around the world. There are people constantly out as reporters. There are writers and editors on every day, several of them, social media employees, etc. We are a small company. It's a lot of people, but it takes a lot of money to get this news for you every single day. And so on top of that, we can't really afford to buy, every year pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for a song that, essentially was licensed through a website that was relatively cheap for a monthly fee until they decided we didn't qualify for their monthly fee anymore and decided they should raise our rate. So we have left that company, and our good friend Piano Rob has been nice enough to try to emulate in some way the feeling of the former song. Now, we're still playing around with it. We're still going to try to make it sound as good as possible. Bear with us. I understand. I like the old song too, but at the same time, we're not going to let this company win just because everybody likes, the exact way that version of the song sounded. So, thank you for your patience. I know many of you were, you grin and bear it and you watch the show, and I appreciate that. And, I understand the rest of you are upset about it, but it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. We've done what we could. And I think we have the best solution, which again is our good friend Piano Rob putting together a song for us. And we will continue to work on that. You may see tweaks here and there as we try to get it to sound just right for everybody. So stay tuned. We're going to keep working on it. Before I get to the main show, I'm going to quickly mention Carousel of Products.com. Carousel of Products.com. Now we have the pre-order open as we have for the Sunny Eclipse plush. Those are still available. Our collector set is sold out. But I don't have the sample because he's being measured for the box for the collector set right now. But the standard edition is still available while supplies last. He's on pre-order. They're going to arrive in a couple months. What has begun the shipping process is going to be delivered relatively soon are our new button-up shirts. Let me slide them in here. We've got the Spaceship Earth Sunset shirt. We've got the cheap 3D trick shirt in honor of the farewell of Muppet Vision 3D. And we have the Space Mountain 50 shirt. All available at carouselproducts.com for pre-order, but they're going to ship relatively soon. I will tell you the larger sizes, we are nearly out. We are running out of all the larger sizes very quick. So if you are a larger size, I'm talking, 2X or larger, and I do wear it. Everyone should wear a size up in these, by the way. If you're going to wear a larger size, I would hurry because those are going to be gone first. And I don't want you to miss out if you want one. But head to carouselproducts.com, a great way to support everything we do here at WDWNT, and also our composition of new theme music. Here now, the news for March 24th, 2025. According to the Orlando Business Journal, Central Florida Tourism Oversight District is considering the backing of a major Orlando transit expansion. The Central Florida Tourism Oversight District is the governing body which oversees the land of Walt Disney World Resort. The group is now considering the approval of $500,000 in support payment to a project which would study the development of a shared rail corridor that will be utilized by both the commuter rail Sunrail and the Brightline intercity rail service. The total cost of the study will be around $6 million. The Central Florida Commuter Rail Commission has already received commitments of $2 million from both the Florida Department of Transportation and Universal Destinations and Experiences, as well as $500,000 each from the City of Orlando, Seminole County, and Osceola County. The proposed expansion corridor would have stops at the Orlando International Airport, along with stops near the Orange County Convention Center and South International Drive. Brightline would also be able to expand into Tampa if approved. The Central Florida Tourism Oversight District's Board of Supervisors is set to vote on the expense on March 28th. The agreement between Walt Disney World and the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District came about last year after the two entities reached a settlement in a lawsuit surrounding the development agreements. Per the 15-year agreement, Walt Disney World will invest $17 billion in the development of its properties in the Tourism Oversight District over the next 10 to 20 years. They must invest at least $8 billion within the first 10. Disney will create a local business hiring program for all goods and services related to design, development, and construction, along with the funding of a minimum of $10 million in attainable housing. The district will oversee the use of taxpayer funds. Walt Disney World representatives had said they would be open to a Sunrail station at Disney Springs, so this potential expansion project could provide a way to make that possible, along with travel to and from Orlando International Airport. The discussion comes after Brightline had previously proposed a Disney Springs station back in 2019. The planned route changed, and the Disney Springs station was canceled in 2022. But the oversight, I will say, as much as we have not enjoyed the war between Disney and Florida government that resulted in the Oversight District, this is probably a good thing. It sounds like it'd be great. Enough people keep talking how they want this to happen. I know there's some people talk about how much they want it, and then people talk about the actual realistic financial impacts that end up happening once these things are built. So I'm curious to see what the study will find. If they find that it would be of great benefit, how many people would actually utilize the service, or would it, in the age of rideshare, would it not get off the ground? We'll have to wait and see. A new offer gives Disney Visa card members a free dining plan when purchasing a non-discounted travel package for Walt Disney World. Card members can receive a free dining plan when they purchase a non-discounted 4-night, 4-day Walt Disney World Travel Company package that includes a room at a select Disney Resort hotel and a theme park ticket with a park hopper option. The offer is valid for arrivals most nights from June 29th to September 30th, October 20th to November 1st, and December 6th through December 22nd of 2025. Packages may also be available for longer stays. During Sunday's 3 p.m. Festival of Fantasy Parade at the Magic Kingdom, the hot air balloon atop Mickey and Minnie's parade float deflated. The malfunction is shown in a video posted to X by Yak the Quack. Good name. Although deflated, the float remained a part of the parade, and in this video, Mickey and Minnie continued their Festival of Fantasy choreography while waving at guests viewing the parade along Main Street, USA, as the balloon sagged overhead. It's unclear what caused the deflation. Did it pop? Did it burst? Or did it just not have air going to it? We don't know. We'll have to wait and see if the float will be repaired in time for today's performances and for the rest of the week. Construction walls have come down from Plaza del Sol Caribe Bazaar, the Pirates of the Caribbean gift shop at the Magic Kingdom. The shop has been undergoing refurbishment for almost a year, in part to prepare for the new Pirates of the Caribbean Lounge, still under construction. The lounge is taking over the former Pirates League space. There's still walls up around the future lounge, and although the former entrance to the Pirates League is still much the same as it was before, including a tattered sale sign hanging from the ceiling. Though the rest of the construction walls are gone, there are still signs that work isn't done. The bottom of this roof support seems to be missing chunks of wood, and the base could be repainted. Inside the shop are some shiny and new merchandise displays, many resembling pirate-related items. A treasure chest acts as a shelf for backpacks. Other than the new props, the refurbishment work was mostly surface level, like repainting. The shop has also remained open as work went on in phases. There are some spots where it's clear that props were removed and haven't been put back or replaced. These squares on a column show where there used to be a picture. There are some faded marks on the ground where there used to be displays as well. And these crates and props were new additions last week. It's possible some props won't return, leaving more space to maneuver through the store, similar to what's happening at the Emporium. Here's another outline on the ground where there used to be props, and there are various small treasure chests, a telescope, and other items above the merchandise shelves. The shelving resembles repurposed pieces of a ship, including a set of glowing red windows. On the evening of March 22nd, a fire broke out behind the France Pavilion at EPCOT, with large plumes of black smoke rising above. Shortly after 7 p.m., we received reports that inside the park there was heavy dark smoke coming from the area near the France Pavilion. The pavilion's restaurants were evacuated at that time. The photo here was taken from the pavilion shortly after the smoke began to rise and evacuations began. The fire was reportedly extinguished quickly, but smoke persisted. Guests inside the park reported hearing the sirens of fire engines. At first, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure was still operating per the My Disney Experience app, but it did close shortly thereafter. But around 8:25 p.m., cast members began letting guests back into the queue. They were telling guests the ride had experienced a technical difficulty, usual Disney fashion. According to Disney representatives, the fire was in a walk-in cooler behind the building and was extinguished quickly. No injuries were reported, and the cause of the fire was not stated. Walt Disney Imagineering has filed a new notice of commencement permit for Star Tours. The adventures continue at Disney's Hollywood Studios. The description of the permit is to install set elements. The permit notes that the location for the installation is 1365 Avenue of the Stars, Lake Buena Vista, Florida, 32830. This is the approximate address of Star Tours and the former Jedi Training Academy stage right next to it. The permit lists ThemeWorks Incorporated as the contractor. The company has previously worked with Disney on the Smelephants on Parade at Magic Kingdom, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, and the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser. Disney has not released any information regarding upcoming changes to Star Tours or the Jedi Training Academy stage, the latter of which shuttered during the COVID-19 park closures and did not return. The show's performers were impacted by layoffs that same year. In recent history, new adventures have been added to Star Tours, including The Mandalorian, Ahsoka, and Andor. That being said, for those very little changes physically at the attraction that might require show sets of any kind or show pieces, they do install new banners every time Star Tours gets an update. I don't know that that's what this is. More interestingly, though, that address also covers that stage. That stage has been empty forever now. It would be nice to see something there. And I think at Hollywood Studios, there is a real effort to increase capacity. With Muppets going down soon, and then Rock and Roller Coaster following at some point in the future, it would make sense to add capacity via a show on an abandoned stage. Jedi Training Academy returning would be great. People miss it. People love that. I know we love Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and we wanted to really use Star Wars Galaxy's Edge for those types of experiences, but there's no reason not to use this stage. Guests don't really care. It'll be fine. I think we should do it. Now, it is for Star Tours. This is something probably greater than what is supposed to happen usually, those film changes, because again, you wouldn't do a permit for those. So there would be something getting installed in Star Tours. What? I have no idea. So we'll wait and see what happens maybe in the near future. Crews have started knocking down the retaining wall separating Dinoland USA from the Backstage area at Disney's Animal Kingdom as they prepare to construct the new Tropical America's Land. When we visited on Thursday morning, crew members were actively working with an excavator moving things around. We previously saw a pile of torn up concrete behind the walls, and an aerial view showed dirt patches. Crews have also cleared trees out from the Backstage space behind Dinoland. And though the current view through the trees may make it seem like there are just woods back there, there's actually a bit of land separating the construction site from the theater in the wild, Backstage buildings, roads, and parking lots. It seems Disney is using all the space they can get, which they need for the giant Encanto attraction, which is going in this space. When Primeval Whirl was demolished a few years ago, a blue fence was put in front of it, and this was in addition to the brown retaining wall, the wood retaining wall at the back of the land. The blue fence has been completely removed, and now parts of that retaining wall have been demolished, expanding the construction site into the trees, where that Encanto show building will extend all the way back into the full use of that plot. The Tropical America's Land will consist of the Pueblo Esperanza Village, also featuring a new carousel. The Encanto ride will take over the former Dino-Rama footprint, and Dinosaur will become an Indiana Jones ride. The rest of Dinoland is closing next year, expected to be in January. Tropical Americas will open sometime in 2027. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head on over to beourguestvacations.com/WDWNT, and their team will design your next magical vacation, from the Walt Disney World and Disneyland resorts to Disney Cruise Line to Adventures by Disney and more. The best part is their concierge services are 100% free, so book today. Summer House on the Lake at Disney Springs is now serving select menu items from the Cookie Bar as a grab-and-go option for breakfast. Summer House on the Lake normally serves brunch on Saturday and Sunday inside the restaurant, but the Cookie Bar is now offering a weekend grab-and-go breakfast option as well. The grab-and-go menu items are pre-made before the restaurant opens and can be purchased starting at 9 a.m. Since the items are already packaged, the breakfast items are only available until they sell out each day. The menu includes the Summer House Cinnamon Roll with vanilla glaze served warm for $5.95, a breakfast taco, which is scrambled egg, cheddar, and flour tortilla for $4.95. You can add bacon for $1. The bacon, egg, and cheese has Fresno pepper sauce on a soft bun for $7.95. The fresh fruit has cantaloupe and honeydew, watermelon, or pineapple for $5.95. And the yogurt and granola parfait with berries and Greek yogurt is $7.95. To order the grab-and-go breakfast items, guests can visit the cookie bar on the side of the restaurant. The same bar is also used for pickup of all the items once the order is ready. Summer House on the Lake also began allowing online orders for most items sold at the cookie bar in February. Pre-orders can be made on the official Summer House on the Lake website. The breakfast items are not listed on online ordering just yet. Work will begin this spring on the overhaul of the Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa lobby. Disney shared this notice regarding the lobby on the Disney Vacation Club website. Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa will be receiving enhancements to select areas in phases, including the lobby and convention center, from April through November of 2025. Guests may see and hear construction during daytime hours, and portions of the lobby will be closed at times. All pools and most resort dining and other amenities will remain available. Please allow extra time for travel, as path adjustments may be in place. It seems that work is finally going to begin after the Easter season is over. The lobby is currently decorated with chocolate eggs, and the Grand Cottage is in place. We don't know exactly how much of the lobby will be changed. Original rumors suggested it would be modernized. The Grand Floridian overhaul has been ongoing for several years. Reportedly, it begins way back when former CEO Bob Chapek got the job in charge of Parks and Resorts way back in 2015. He felt the Grand Floridian was not up to standards when he took over, and he initiated a modernization effort. Changes physically began at the resort with the Enchanted Rose Lounge in 2019, which replaced Misner's Lounge with a Beauty and the Beast themed space. Citricos then got the updated Mary Poppins inspired design, and Mary Poppins theming was also added to guest rooms. They got brand new rooms all across the resort. The building exteriors were refurbished throughout that process and didn't get any significant design changes. The Grand Floridian Spa was remodeled in 2022. We first reported on the impending lobby update once they were ready to do it in early 2022. That rumor post from us created some backlash from Disney. Disney defended the resort's transformation publicly. They confirmed the lobby update later that year, initially stating the renovation would be for the resort's 35th anniversary. They had the timeline wrong anyway. The 35th anniversary was not that year. But either way, they said the ongoing renovation will also include an upcoming refurbishment of the lobby, which will maintain the classic theming you know and love with some fresh new enhancements. That was their way of convincing everyone it would all be okay. The lobby overhaul ended up being delayed, and the milestone anniversary came and went with little fanfare. There was construction in the lobby in 2023, but that was just for work on the upper levels of the resort. So here we go. So here's the real story of what's happened to this point. They started this whole project to redo the Grand. This was all a Bob Chapek thing that was put in motion, and a lot of it's changed over time. We got some of the bad has happened. Enchanted Rose does not fit in. The blue aesthetic doesn't match in the resort. I hate that it extends into the lobby space. It makes no sense. It's a Floridian-themed resort. Why is there a Beauty and the Beast bar? That's French, by the way. It makes no sense. The Victorian theme at least really works with Mary Poppins. Citricos was not... Citricos turned out all right. They didn't kill the restaurant. It's a little blander, but all in all, it turned out okay. It's not the worst of the remodels they've done. But we've been worried about this lobby. We've been talking about this lobby for years and years. And when that rumor came up, we let them have it. We said Disney plans to modernize the lobby, and Disney got real defensive and said they were going to initiate the project. What we believe happened, this may not be reality, but we believe happened was all of you commented, hundreds and hundreds and thousands of you commented that you didn't want them to de-theme the lobby. And very suddenly at that point, it wasn't happening. It was delayed, and so I assume plans have changed. I assume it's not gonna be as egregious. I'm still worried. Those bird cages have survived it all in that lobby forever. And I know people said, oh, that carpet's terrible. I love that carpet. It's a nostalgia thing, but I totally understand. If that's the thing that changes, I probably wouldn't be that upset. But I hope physically they don't demolish too much, and I hope we don't lose the theme of the resort and the time and place it is supposed to take place. I would hate to see that change. I hope they don't, this is the one resort where I don't want a bunch of color splashed in. So keep that blue from Enchanted Rose out, please. We don't want to see that. I'm worried about it being too modern. I'm worried about the furniture not fitting the time and place based on other projects. Disney's gotten slightly better over time. We've seen them sort of, sway back towards theming a little bit, but still not where we want it to be necessarily. But guest feedback is what it is. I don't like it, but guests don't like when things are that themed. They kind of think it makes the resort feel old. People can't understand that things are made to look old. It doesn't take that much. It doesn't take that much mental gymnastics to figure that out, that it's on purpose. But nonetheless, I digress. So here's hoping it'll all be okay. I am going to go. I'm out of here Friday, we're heading to Season of the Force at Disneyland. I'm going to Japan and other things. I'm going to be gone for a whole month. And so because of that, they're supposed to start in April with this project after Easter. I don't think I'm going to get to see the lobby again. And for those that don't know, I didn't come from money, but people in our family had money, and they decided to often take my family to Disney World, and we'd stay at the Grand Floridian. So I have a very strong nostalgic connection to the resort. I have a lot of childhood memories there. And obviously, we all have childhood memories in different places at Disney World where we stayed or what we visited, et cetera. And so changes, whether for the better or not, are always hard to accept because we have strong emotional connections, which is the right thing. That means Disney did their job correctly. If you feel for something in a theme park, that means someone did their job. And so I feel greatly about that lobby, and I'm very concerned, but I'm willing to give someone a chance to see if they can do better. Maybe they won't. Maybe they will. We'll have to wait and see. But nonetheless, I'm going to go say my goodbyes the next 2 or 3 days at the Grand and maybe shed a tear for those bird cages because I just don't think they're going to make it. I don't. And I'm so sad. Very sad. I'm assuming. Don't know for sure. Find out. In a post on their website, the Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin Resort revealed concept art of an all-new innovative game room experience coming soon. The new experience will be called Lagoon Games, Lanes, and Eats, and will offer the perfect blend of excitement and entertainment, featuring the latest in interactive gaming, from thrilling new releases to timeless classics. A small set of bowling alleys or bowling lanes will be available alongside numerous arcade-style video games, perfect for guests of all ages. Seating areas will be available for guests to take a break and try some of the dishes and drinks that'll be available. While no menu has been released, the website does say that it will have something for every palate with snacks and full meals. An opening date or exact location has not been announced, but the offering will be operating daily from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. once it does. Is this replacing Peekaboo? Peekaboo was the weirdest place at Disney World. If you never got to see it, look up pictures of Peekaboo. It was bizarre. That's another weird nostalgia thing I'm going to be sad about, but totally for the better. Peekaboo was not a good thing, if that's the case, but they haven't said where this is going just yet. We'll wait and see. The construction walls surrounding what will be the new coffee shop coming soon to Disney's Pop Century Resort have been removed, and some temporary curtains have been installed in their place. Everything pop shopping and dining at Pop Century has been undergoing refurbishment for the past several months. While the majority of the area reopened at the end of January, one of the food stations remained covered by white construction walls. Disney later confirmed the area will become a new coffee shop. The coffee shop is located at the left of the semicircle of food stations close to the checkout area. All of the construction walls have now been removed and temporary black curtains have been set up instead. The curtains block the guest view inside the new area, though they're much more sheer than the walls. The installation of curtains implies the coffee shop is close to being finished, and according to a nearby cast member, the current schedule for the new coffee shop area is it will open sometime in April of this year. Disney has not yet announced a grand opening date or a name for the coffee shop. It is confirmed, though, to match the style of other renovated areas of everything pop. Did you know there's a way you could save big at Disney Deluxe Resorts? Well, today's show is brought to you by DVC Rental Store, a great way for you to plan a luxury Disney vacation on a modest budget. You don't need to sign up for a full DVC contract, but instead they'll allow you to rent the points you need for a magical stay. It really is the best way to stay deluxe at a fraction of the cost. And now, thanks to their lowest guaranteed price offer, you will always have the best price on the market. The rooms are discounted sometimes up to 75% off, and they have the largest member inventory for points, so there's a lot to choose from. You can search their availability for free right now, which is not something all companies offer. And if you do choose to book, they have a great cancellation policy and a low down payment. DVC Rental Store is the #1 DVC rental company in the U.S., one we've used many times, even before they were a sponsor here. So head to the description to check them out. The dates for the Disneyland Half Marathon weekend have been announced, according to a new Instagram post from runDisney. The 2026 Disneyland Half Marathon Weekend will take place from January 29th through February 1st, 2026. General registration opens on April 29th, with Club Run Disney opening on April 22nd. The Run Disney race season calendar has also been updated to reflect this event, and while the dates were revealed, the themes for next year's event were not. Disneyland's Jolly Holiday Bakery Cafe reopened early last week. Earlier in that week, we reported that most of the construction walls had come down. At that time, the Bakery Cafe part of the archway sign was still missing, as it still is. However, no other major changes, despite some minor cosmetic work, occurred during the closure. At the time we visited, standby orders were being taken, along with mobile order times being available. However, the online system was not allowing new orders at the time. The interior has also remained mostly unchanged. However, the pastry cases have been replaced and are new to the bakery. The new case matches the aesthetic of the interior, with wooden paneling and marble on the floor panels and counter. Jolly Holiday closed for refurbishment back in January. They have several new menu items. Hopefully, by the time you're watching this, our review is out. Arlo tried all the new items, including that very cute Donald macaron. Be sure to watch the review, or you can read it at wdwnt.com. A few adjustments have been made to the red car trolley now that it has been permanently stationed near the front of Disney California Adventure, including the addition of clear window panes. The red car trolley officially stopped running at DCA on February 8th. Since the final day of operation, the trolley has been moved near the front of the park as a photo op location. The red car trolley stopped operating due to the planned expansion of Avengers Campus, which knocked down the trolley barn. In a new addition to the park trolley, all the windows on either sides of the vehicle now have been filled with clear window panes. These square windows run along both sides of the trolley, have always been open while it was operating. The small rectangles above the square windows were always filled. Now the bottom are filled. This is so guests cannot reach into the now shuttered attraction. Disneyland Resort is now trying out the new AI self-checkout stations that we saw at Walt Disney World. They're testing them first at Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta at Disney California Adventure, with several stations available. The AI self-checkout technology was previously tested at the End Zone food court at All-Star Sports at Walt Disney World. After testing for exactly 1 month, the AI checkouts were removed from the resort and the standard checkout lines remained. It now appears Disney is testing that same tech at DCA. The 2 AI self-checkout stations were only installed on the right side of Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta near the north exit. They were placed on regular folding tables, but the tables had a themed wrap to help them match the location. Guests place each of their food and beverage items on a tray, and the attached scanner is supposed to identify all the items automatically. Guests are encouraged to make sure each item is sitting separately on the tray so the scanner can pick out what they are. The large screen to the side of the scanner will automatically begin loading once a tray is detected. Once a tray has been scanned, guests are asked to confirm that all the items have been properly identified. Once the prices have been confirmed, guests are guided through the payment process. Since it's an AI system, they cannot handle cash payments. However, other payment methods, including magic bands and credit cards, will all work at the self-checkout. As with the previous test at All-Star Sports, several cast members are stationed nearby to assist guests and observe the testing process. Disneyland Resort Magic key holders can enjoy a discounted price on Pixar Putt, the limited-time mini golf experience at the Pixar Place Hotel. Pixar Putt is $28 for most guests, but Magic key holders get a discounted price of $25 per person. It's also $25 for Disneyland Resort hotel guests. Magic key holders must present their valid Magic key pass upon check-in at the Putt Hut. Complimentary 3-hour parking is included with the Pixar Putt session. The Pixar-themed mini golf experience debuted in New York back in 2021. It's traveled the U.S. before arriving at the Pixar Place Hotel in February. It'll be there through June 1st. You can check out our video of the Pixar Putt right here on our channel. You can book your tee time at pixarputt.com. A new National Geographic documentary about the making of Disney Cruise Line's newest cruise ship, the Disney Treasure, will premiere this week. Magic of the Disney Treasure will premiere on March 28th at 10 p.m. 9 Central on National Geographic. It will also be available to stream on Disney Plus and Hulu. Go behind the scenes into the adventurous worlds of Disney Cruise Line's newest ship, the Disney Treasure. From rehearsal to premiere, voyage with Moana in the film's first Broadway-style adaptation. Experience the inspiration behind bringing the world of Coco to life, and get a glimpse into the realm of illusions, creating grim-grinning ghosts on the high seas. This is not the first National Geographic documentary for Disney in the last couple of years, for Disney parks and resorts and cruise line. They're always super interesting, so I'm sure we'll be checking this one out soon. For the absolute latest on these stories and all that didn't make it into today's show, be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. Special shout out to our WIGS members watching who make the show happen every week. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.